What is up guys, Wraec is here with a new video, and today we're going to summon for Contess, actually a hero that I quite dislike. Why is that the case? Well, I played her on the Pioneer server, and if you are a follower of my channel you might have noticed that there was no video about that. The reason for that was I tested her and I fought against her and I thought it was so bloody annoying that I didn't even want to continue testing. It was quite obvious very soon that she's super powerful, that she is going to be a meta PvP unit. She made it into the meta in some other fights too. I saw a video from Puzzle that she also made it into the Dream Realm meta. So is definitely one of the strongest units you can summon right now, probably. And the thing that makes her so powerful is she puts up rules, and when units violate those rules, well, then they get punished. It's kind of the same she does in the story when we meet her first in the library. One particular thing that makes it evil, though, is this part. Basically, once a unit is punished more than 6 times, it becomes expelled. And expelled units are permanently silenced, which keeps them from basically doing any abilities, including their ultimate skills, including other abilities. So they can't really do anything. They basically stop doing damage. It feels like they're not doing anything. So that is what really makes her rather annoying, and also the reason why many people like to play her in PvP. We of course do have a quite valid stack of stellar crystals still on this account, 662, mainly because we got rather lucky on the last summons, and thus we are quite set to summon her right now. Maybe we'll have to top up a little bit more during the video, but we'll see about that. I have some tips on that as well. You should stay tuned for it. I think we're just going to go into the video and going to talk a little bit about yesterday's video too. Because yesterday I posted a video about the Celestial Hypogean swap ticket, and I was very happy that there was a vivid discussion around that. Some people that are completely for a swap ticket that really want this to happen, and some people that say, well, I don't like that, I don't even want that, or I think it's too OP. There were even some people that posted some nice ideas of how it could be solved and how maybe a swap ticket could work. Can we get a double here? Double? Ah, no double. I have to get lucky. I think the first one was Pity Timer. No back-to-back here. So that's something we have to see. Usually it's something along the lines of 32-33 stellar crystals per copy. Right now that is not the case though. We'll see the statistics at the end. So yeah, that made me very happy to see that so many people engaged with it. And also the last discussion video we made before that about the change from AFK Journey Homestead, oh, 3000 gems, nice, was also very well discussed. A lot of people engaged with it. So I'm very happy actually that those content pieces are seemingly well liked and appreciated within the community, and of course for you guys that subscribe to this channel and follow me for the videos. So definitely a thank you for that. What's not very nice here is that our luck definitely isn't there, and Contess doesn't seem to like us. Or we don't get the double drops. So yeah, we have a pack here as well, and I think this is a very wonderful opportunity also to talk about something, because I switched from LD shop to LootBar, and I want to show you why. Because as you may already know, especially if you're a long-time follower of me, LootBar offers you cheaper Dragon Crystals and cheaper packs as well. And LootBar is especially good in terms of service and in terms of features. They are really market leader for that. And I want you to show you one way today to get your Dragon Crystals in a very easy manner that I think will impress you. So usually there are 2 ways to do this. Direct top up, which works in the same way as the Farlight store. The gems just pop up on your account, and lock-in top up, which many people don't like, because this way actually usually requires the site that you buy from, in this case LootBar, to log into your account. LootBar has developed a feature though, which kind of makes it so you don't have to have anybody log into your account. Let me show you. So what we want to do is we want to buy the 3000 Dragon Crystals right here, and we want to save a little bit, and a little bit of a tip for that as well. If you click on your points in the top right, you get to the points menu, and in there is redeem, and you can actually at any point in time use your points that you get for any purchase to get yourself a coupon whenever you want it. We have a 15% off coupon for game keys because LootBar offers that too, and then usually there is the 8% off coupon for 300 points. And if you buy if you buy Dragon Crystals for basically 300 USD, you will get this 8% off coupon essentially every single time. They reset every now and then, and that will allow you to save a ton. So then you can just click redeem, and we will use 300 points to get ourselves an 8% discount here. And then we can just use this coupon right here, get ourselves this a little bit cheaper. And will offer us to self-top up here. And will send us immediately to that site, which will load an emulated AFK journey client. And after logging in with the verification code login, which has the great advantage that you never actually have to type in your password, so nobody can steal your password, absolutely secure. You just head on over to the market, select the 3000 Dragon Crystals you have bought, click on that, and that will actually redeem a token that you have on LootBar and will immediately give you your Dragon Crystals. And when you log into the game again on your device after this bar is full, you will have that. And we have the success here a few seconds later, pack purchase complete, and with that we are done. And if you are curious now and want to support me at the same time, then I absolutely invite you to use the link down in the description to register at LootBar. Get yourself some nice discount coupons, get yourself a huge discount when buying Dragon Crystals, and you can get yourself your packs a little bit easier. And with that, we basically are back to summoning Contess. We got ourselves a nice copy here, 35 Dragon Stellar Crystals. We could go for this Vent Wars pack on top of that. That is again a pretty high value Stellar Crystal pack. I think we got enough. I don't know how far we are actually going to get, but I reckon with around 700, well, we had right around 700 in total. We should get a good amount of copies of her. Should be possible, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. I hope we get a double again or a triple. I haven't gotten a triple in so long. We got that on Dunlinger, I think, and on Rainier. Yeah. And usually the odds and the amount of copies that I got was a little bit better on like the Hypogen heroes. The Celestials really didn't like me somehow. I don't know why. There we go! Just to prove it with a double. On the pity timer though. So, I don't know. Maybe it's a triple? Come on. Ah! But still good. Still good, I take it. I definitely take it. And we go back to back. Okay! After you spent a few Dragon Crystals. Isn't that weird? After we bought the pack. And suddenly the odds are good. That is of course not true. No, I don't believe that. We just got lucky right now. We just got lucky right now. But yeah, it's of course fun now. Now we're back to pity timer. Now we're back to pity timer. But I think it's just like those little breakouts from the pity timer that in the end really save you and that really make it possible for you to reach a high Ascension tier there, or Ascension, high Ascension on your hero. Right now I think we are not even at like Supreme Plus, which is kind of mad. Supreme Plus, people underestimate it, is really expensive. It is really expensive. You need 20 copies to go from Supreme Plus to Paragon 4, but it's already 14 copies, I think, to reach Supreme Plus. So that is essentially the halfway point is Paragon 1. Which you really kind of wouldn't expect, because the praise and the expectation of players is kind of that like the Paragon heroes are so strong, but at the same time, really the amount of Stellar Crystals that you need to get Supreme Plus is crazy insane to compared to the power expectation that people have. And I mean, it does make sense when you think about it. Most of the features are unlocked within the way of like 2 Supreme Plus, so that makes sense in that regard. But I still don't feel like it is right. It doesn't feel correct. I would say like maybe 8 to 10. That is the way with that I feel. And then the remaining 26 somehow split on the way to Paragon 4. That is more coherent with my feeling about that. Even though I don't know if it makes sense. It's just a feeling thing in that sense. Ah, there we go. Okay, that was at least not on the pity timer. I definitely appreciate that. How about some more interesting rules? Sounds kind of mean. And we see how much she likes to punish. There we go, with a double again. Nice. How much she likes to punish the students. And I mean, it is just a banned hypergene that Berlin has basically captured on the school grounds, essentially. So, yeah, she can definitely be mean. She can definitely be mean. And we'll see that in PvP too. Definitely will do that. It is expensive. It is expensive. We talked about it yesterday too. Expensive to get those heroes to P4, so I rarely do it. Usually my preferred state is like P2, which is still powerful enough. Thing is though, for like, considering she's a support hero, you don't necessarily need her at P4. She will do most of her effects like the silence and everything, also at Supreme Plus. It is mostly about like getting enough inspiration and intimidation that you still get enough energy on your other heroes. That is mostly the purpose if you would like upgrade the support hero. For damage type hero it's a little bit different. If you have like a Belrun or something that is supposed to deal a ton of damage, you really do need the high paragon, otherwise you're going to really lack damage, which is not nice. Which is really not nice. There is a huge difference there between like having him, the hero at P4 and not having that. So, makes a difference. Makes a difference. I like those damage type, damage dealer Celestial Hypergenes, I feel like are a little bit rarer, especially if we are talking in the PvP context. Those hyper carry heroes, Cryonaya, Diana, something like that. They are a little bit rarer. We mostly get like those hybrid mixes, something like a Gunnar, which is a bit of a support, but also kind of decentish damage. Especially in the context of Contess, suddenly we see Gunnar becoming rather important because you can counter enemy heal with him very well. So that is kind of the main purpose there. Again on the 40. Yeah, I don't like that. We'll skip this animation! Okay, next one. Come on! Okay. Okay. That was good. That was good. I think, feeling-wise, we're doing well. Got 2 doubles. We got a decent amount of copies not on the pity timer. So I would say we're doing rather well. Then again, I'm just hellbent on just using all of those stellar crystals. So I don't really care where we end. If this game at one point would tell me, oh, you reached P4, I would be happy with it. I kind of just don't want to save them anymore. It's just the case. I just don't want to save them. Back to back is of course absolutely gorgeous. 3 in one go would be nice. I want to get a quad summon. That would be something. Imagine that. Quad Celestial Hypergene here. That would be crazy. That would be really crazy. But I don't know. I mean, that is tough to say the least. Tough to say the least. Pretty sure we're reaching the end here now. I got one more copy there. I hope we just don't end like in the middle between P2 and P3. Have I jinxed it now? I sure hope I didn't. I sure hope I didn't. 3000. It's an interesting UI design choice, by the way, that you can't see your remaining stellar crystals up here. Just saying. That has a reason that you can't see your remaining stellar crystals when you are in this summoning mode here. They do want you to use more, of course, than you would. Otherwise, if you had an eye on that, you would say, okay, I will stop at 300 or something, because that is the amount that I want to have remaining. But you can't do that. You have to leave this UI for that, and then you have to look, and then you end up at 17. And obviously that is not good. We're going to use those. At least the 10. The 7 we are going to keep for the moment. Okay, that was utterly not worth it. That was quite a waste of time. We're at 200,000 gems though. And we could do another summoning video, because I also did save up all hero recruitment and I have some epic summons. Not too many. So let's see how far we got. Yes, they got upgrades. I didn't even look at that. That's cool. The toy share is present when Damien casts emergency support. Healing effect cover the entire battlefield. Oh, we will have to look at that. I will have to ignore it for the moment, but we'll have to look at that. 24. That should be P2 on the way to P3. It's 4466, right? Okay, so it's P2 with 2 extra copies and 4 remaining to P3. That should be our state. Not bad. Not bad. Solid P2. I mean, we could have stopped summoning a little bit earlier, probably conserved some and just go for a straight P2, which would be arguably the smarter play. I don't really care. I just want to make a fun summoning video. So that is okay for us. That is okay for us. P2 is a nice state. I think that is a very PvP usable state. I don't hate that. We can definitely do that. So not bad at all. I don't know if we have sufficient essences though. Got some Temporal Essence, and the Twilight Essence will be a little bit of a problem. I don't know how much Twilight Essence we would need. I think it's more about the Temporal right now. So there's the P2. Oh, even 3 copies. Why didn't I say halfway to P3? Oh, I jinxed it, guys. It's my fault. It's my fault. Let's buy the Hepler ones as well at the same time. Nice. Yeah, it's my fault, guys. Oh, that's horrible. Increases the melee damage dealt by 20%, life drained by 28 for the ally placed 1 tile in front of the caster. Yeah, it was kind of used for Cider on the Pioneer server mostly. I don't know how much of a meta that is going to be on the global server here, but on Pioneer that was surely the thing. Gunnar, Cider, Alna, we had Solace in there. I think some people used Dunia. That was a little bit of a Variance again. Okay, that looks pretty good. That is a pretty good amount of temporal essence. I don't hate that. That should bring us to plus 15, which is of course the amount that you want for a Celestial Hypogean hero, because they get their special ability unlocked at plus 15, whereas normal units, of course, they get it at plus 10, which is a lot cheaper. And of course now it would be easy for us to go further, but she's not really the big damage dealer, so I don't know. Maybe for survivability we could go for plus 20. I don't hate that. And I have a lot of reset tickets if I wanted to do that otherwise. Don't know if we want to do a plus 25. I'll keep it at plus 20 for now. Oh, we even do have the Abyss, the stone. Where do I have that from? I don't even remember, guys. No idea. Yeah, horrible, horrible hero. She does protect somebody. I had to do a certain setup for that. I think she was also like somebody that linked. I would have forgotten again. It's already meme-worthy at this point. It's already meme-worthy at this point. That is kind of horrible. Let's give her a test. Let's give her a test. I think the hero focus was also rather important, right? When an enemy violates school rule, Contess permanently reduces their attack by 3%. Yeah, permanent attack reduction. Horrible, horrible mechanic. I hate it. I hate it. And then we have to check this out. Hides within a rulebook. While hidden, she cannot move or act, cannot be targeted by enemies, recovers energy. Okay, that was clear. She enters a battlefield when the energy is full. Or when an enemy violates rules or when all other allies are defeated. Okay, so far so good. Contess restores HP and grants them an exception. Prevents the target ally from being punished by allied Contess for rule violations when the ally's HP ratio is above 40%. They lose HP every second. Okay, so far so good. And we can check that out. The fun thing was also that we have the stun here. I don't even know. We can try and basically, I think, wasn't a Trexie inactive? And has super high power? No, active 23 minutes ago. But I don't know if a Trexie adjusted the defense team. It would be interesting to see like a pre-contest defense team fight against that. I think the setup was thrown a little bit out of line because I don't think those are actually linked. No, they aren't. Yeah, that's a little bit of a tough one on this map to actually link them up. What a horrible team we have there. Let's try essentially what we ran also on the Pioneer server. So we had that, we had Gunnar in there, which I'm not sure is going to work right here. How are we going to approach that? We probably need to put there. Then we need Alna. And on this map, this sucks a little bit, but if you position like that, you can actually make that work. And then I think we usually ran Solace or went straight for Dunlinger. I think I want to run Solace. Solace also super low Paragon on my account. But plus 25, which is rather fancy. So the question remains, how are we going to set this up? I think we're going to go like this and then probably just going to go with the Enlightening spell so that we have the combination there. I'm a little bit afraid of that Dunlinger. But we have the Immune Cider. We have the Gunnar that is protecting our Contess. And then a little bit of heal coming from here. But that is also a setup right there. Because of course, Trexie does have charms. So charms are there, and I don't know if we can survive necessarily there. Contest ult animation. Oh, very nice that we got that right now. We got the heal. Okay, that fits very well. That's actually pretty cool. I was right to be fearful of this Dunlinger. Because he's certainly going on and into our Solace, which is not very nice. But you can see damage here a little bit decreasing from that enemy Dunlinger. And once we, the enemy Cider is now permanently silenced. You can see this is a little book symbol there. Those are expelled. Now our own units are expelled too. But once that an enemy basically has that over their head, you can see Cider revived, still silenced. They stay silenced. So this Cider can never again ult, has absolutely limited revives now, and is essentially fully countered. And that is the power of Contess, ladies and gentlemen. I think that was also the demonstration that I want to go for, because that is one P3 Alna, but aside from that, a full crown team. And we used the P1 in here, we used the P2 in here, we used the Supreme plus a P3 and one P4. So we had a massive, massive Paragon difference. And that is just the mechanical advantage of Contess through that we win here. That is just because even though there was a Dunlinger on the enemy board and we didn't have a Dunlinger, which used to be their sentence, and the enemy had a better Cider and the enemy had more energy recovery because of more inspiration on the account, we still win through Contess. So Contess in that sense is a game changer. Not even bad damage overall, not even bad heal. I think, honestly, it still makes sense to get her to plus 25. I think it does make sense to get her to plus 25. We should do that. Are we just going to use the stone? I think that makes sense, right? There's not really any other use. Just plus 20 to 25. And we want to do 20 to 25, so we use the stone. Okay, cool. Yeah. So, a little bit of a contest demonstration. I don't know if we're necessarily going to do more, but I think it's a nice demonstration. I think it shows rather well what she can do. She's probably going to go into my PvP team. I don't know if we're necessarily going to do Gunnar in PvP. I think I'm just going to maybe do small adaptation in Arena. I could see myself just removing that Siren over here. Place Contess in the team. Maybe an option. I don't know yet. I don't know yet. Kind of a weird defense going on, if I say so, with the Hanna protecting the Thalia. I don't even know why I do that. Doesn't even matter. Maybe we do Alna protecting Contess. Something like this. I could imagine that. We are going to see. I like it. Looking forward to probably upgrading Contess a little bit further. I think getting the last 3 units, going to P3 there should be nice. And then we have probably a very, very solid PvP team again. It's kind of sad and kind of insane that for PvP right now, basically the combination of Gunnar and Contess is so strong. So 2 very, very new heroes essentially dominating together. So a little bit of a tough one there. But then again, we talked about the Celestial Hypogean swap ticket. If you haven't heard about that yet, I recommend you check out my last video. If you're curious about more videos, want to see a little bit more, then tell me down below what you want to see, which kind of videos you want to see. Right now, I'm basically only doing what I'm interested in. That is essentially the card. I'm not really focused on doing too much content on the AFK journey, but I just want to do stuff that I care about. And so far, it has worked out rather well. So I appreciate the current time. It's fun, and that's pretty cool. If you care about that and want to support it, LootBar is one option. The other option is to watch the ad that I posted yesterday on Dragon Traveler, another very interesting game. Bit goony though, be aware of that. And hit the subscribe button. And with that, wish you a great day. We'll see us in the next one.